What is up, friends? Michelle Knezovic in the palm of your hand with your top 5 headlines. Syracuse lacrosse is back. Both teams have kicked off their 2020 season ranked in the top 25 AP polls, and they hit the ground running with their first couple of games. Not only has Amaya been practicing basketball ever since she was a little girl, but painting and drawing has always been such a passion of hers, and she learned it from her mom. But I had a chance to sit down with her, and she told me how much she's realized art has influenced her life now that she's older and she's able to look back on it. I'm joined this morning with Demetris Nichols, former SU basketball player. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
After playing basketball at SU and then professionally, what maybe started the transition into broadcasting for you?
I would say about 2-3 years ago, you know basketball is not forever, so I like to plan ahead and plan early, getting to the gym early, you can say that. And just preparing for the future, the next chapter of my life.
Welcome to Heatin' Up, where we are going to talk about your burning questions and hot topics in college football. Hello, I'm Michelle Knezovic, joined by Robert Bruin and Syracuse women's lacrosse player Morgan Alexander. How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Doing great, just happy to be here with you guys.
In the off season, what are some of your favorite things to do when you're not on the field or coaching?
Oh goodness, I have a 2-year-old son. So most of my free time revolves around him, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to being up in New York.
This weekend was filled with senior ceremonies, not only recognizing the athletes on the court, but everyone involved. I got a chance to talk to some of the cheerleaders and dancers as they reflected on their 4 years here at Syracuse. Men's lacrosse is back in action and an early top 10 matchup with Army at home. There's the Syracuse goalie, Drake Porter, all smiles before the game, and he would be after too. His 18 saves in the game. Switching up sports just a little bit, Syracuse men's basketball landed a 5-star recruit. Dior Johnson will be joining the Orange in 2022. The point guard visited Syracuse at the beginning of the month, and not even a week later, he committed. Tiana is supposed to have a full recovery after her double mastectomy this fall and is set to get back on the court next season. She says that she cannot wait for her comeback season and plans to declare for the 2021 WNBA draft. The women's basketball team will be back in action tomorrow as they have an ACC matchup against Clemson. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. What's up, Cuse Nation? I'm Michelle Knezovic, and we are back with your Orange Minute. Today, I'm joined with Lindsay Eastwood of the women's ice hockey team. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for coming out.
The legacy you created in this conference is really unmatched. Is this a little bit of a bittersweet moment for you?
It's exciting that we've been able to accomplish what we've accomplished.
I saw you having a lot of fun in the confetti out there. Are you ready to go dancing? You've just punched your ticket.
I'm not doing any dancing, but I feel like our team will be ready. I don't know if we're ready right now. As I said earlier, I wish we were playing this weekend.
Well, Coach will not be dancing, but make sure to follow their team throughout their journey this year, and we will be back on Facebook Live for the men's tournament coming up. With March right around the corner, the Syracuse Orange were in need of a big win. And even with 4 players scoring in double digits, they weren't able to beat the Blue Devils. Longtime friends and coaches, Coach Boeheim and Krzyzewski, winning as coaches in college basketball, but it was the Orange who came out strong. Elijah Hughes was a 3-pointer right there. Perfect. That was Lindsay Eastwood for our Orange Minute. Neither of us fell. Make sure to check out their game this Friday right here. We'll see you guys later. This weekend was filled with goodbyes. Goodbye February, goodbye to that dome roof, but most importantly, goodbye to some Syracuse seniors. But once an Orange, always an Orange, so I guess it'll just be a see you later for now. This season for Boeheim and the Orange, they have had their ups and downs, but with a couple more crucial games on their schedule, could make all the difference for the Orange. Coach Q and the women's basketball were in South Bend to face the Fighting Irish. The team has been up and down this season, already beating Notre Dame at home, but they were looking to get another win. The Oscars had a historic moment this weekend, the first time ever a South Korean film won Best Picture. Syracuse student Daniel said that seeing this makes him excited for his future. An exciting time here on Mornings on the Hill as we welcome singer and songwriter Jack Cruiser. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And we had some dancing this morning, and we're going to get to some live music a little bit later, but let's just jump right into it. Jack, how did you start getting involved with singing and the music industry major here at SEO?
Right, well, growing up, I was in a very musical family. My brother and sister were always singing or playing the piano or whatever it may be. My dad was in a band for a while, so I kind of grew up with music all around me.
For the 71st Emmy Awards, this year they decided to go with no host, similar to the Oscars, how they did that as well.
This was the lowest the ratings have been for the show, and this could have been due to the fact that they didn't have a host.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see if in coming years if they decide to implement a host or if maybe shows are going no host.
As a whole, just because we changed our hairstyles a lot, so, and this one is like kind of like the universal hairstyle, I feel like. So this was really just a way for me to represent Black women in the culture. It just reminds me just kind of where I come from and kind of Black art, and that's what really pushed me for it.
When it comes to finding inspiration for her artwork, Amaya doesn't look far. She looks within. Each canvas has a piece of her hairstyles, her love of music, and especially her friends.
I did a senior project in high school for kind of My Black is Beautiful, I kind of said. So it was a picture of me and some of my friends from school, and kind of just drew them just to show like Black is beautiful, and how like social media during that time, social media a lot was kind of talking about how Black women wasn't as beautiful as other races, and just kind of wanted to show people like we are, and like not only are we like beautiful on the outside, but we have these great personalities. So that's kind of where my inspiration came from.
Art does more than allow her to connect to her culture. It slows down that busy life of hers.
I looked at art as always that piece of me that helps me to stay calm and stay focused on what I have to do. So when everything gets hectic, like not only for basketball, like for academics, I could always look to art as that calm reliever kind of thing. So it's always been like that for me ever since I started playing basketball. So it kind of just helped me to progress as I got older. It helped with like patience and definitely being, like you said, meticulous in like my work and making sure that I'm able to, like for basketball for instance, it's all about footwork for me, especially as a center. I have to worry about my footwork and doing this certain type of moves. So kind of with art, it's the same thing. You have to make sure you have each stroke right in order to get a thicker stroke or a thinner stroke. So little things like that, it kind of intertwines with each other.
Recently, Amaya has showcased her work on social media. The feedback she received was so much more than she expected.
I feel good, definitely. Like I was just like, wow, like I didn't realize that my artwork could like get some type of emotion that it did from so many different people.